At the end of the Second World War, there was a severe housing shortage in London due to bombing and the demolition of substandard housing. This led to a vast need for new homes to be built within small areas. Influenced by architects such as Le Corbusier, councils built upwards, allowing for open green spaces and more generously sized homes. Churchill Gardens Estate was one of the first post-war housing estates in the UK to be built in a modernist style. Comprising 1,661 homes in 36 blocks, it was completed in 1962. The intention of architects Powell and Moyer was to accommodate a balanced cross-section of society within one estate. The care and consideration taken by the architects meant Churchill Gardens became a pioneering example of housing, acting as a model for many other post-war housing redevelopments. The estate established new standards of modern accommodation with many innovations, including its unique heating system, which used leftover heat from Battersea Power Station. One of the most distinctive features of Churchill Gardens was its brutalist playgrounds, which have since been demolished. They provided children with imaginative play spaces and a meeting place for the community.
I don't mind about the colours because most of it you taste the chocolate, and I just like Smarties because I eat Smarties because I like them.
Have you got a use for the tubes when you finished eating the Smarties?
When they're empty I'll stamp on them and they go pop.
Today it remains a testament to the optimism and the belief in the provision of higher standards of housing for all.
When you think, when we moved in, or when we first saw it, the first thing that my mother said, "You've got a bath." And I mean, it was like that, you know, absolutely amazing to have a bath. Got a bath, you know, because we'd had a bath in the kitchen. I used to have to bath on a table, put a bowl in it, you know, and go and fetch the water from outside. For wedding present, people, at that time, it was fashionable to give people table lamps. We didn't have any electricity.
This wasn't true of my mother. Women tended to wear curlers all the time with a nest over the top. And they would only come out on Saturday night, the curlers. And women wore hats and bonnets and all kinds of things.
Not me.
Different. No, not you. I said not you, yes. It was a very different kind of life. It really was. You know, I remember as a child playing at St John Smith Square, which then was roofless. It had been burnt out. We'd go up and down out the towers. It was great fun. There were enormous holes in the floor into the crypt. And that's where we played, in the wrecked buildings. I mean, it was great fun. Something you would never do nowadays. Nowadays it would be health and safety, absolutely not, you know. I mean, the council, give them their due. How could they make a community? Impossible. You know, how can you? Just can't. You know, the people living in new ways, bathrooms for the first time, no more coal, because the flats had their own coal bits, you know. And you can't make a community that way. You see, the trouble was, in the streets, children did play, because everybody knew everybody. But of course, they didn't. Once these blocks were built, you had lots of people coming in from all over the place. Of course, the communities went.
They're really trying hard, and I think it's nice for the children. I mean, they make a noise, but children do make a noise. I mean, that's it. They play football down here. It's much better that they've got a place to play football than just bash the ball about anywhere, you know, and break people's windows and that sort of thing. It's a good idea.
A lot of people had the right to buy 70% off the price and then would sell immediately and do terribly well out of it. My parents bought this belongs there, but it was a disastrous idea. It was absolutely disastrous. Because of Mrs. Bloody Thatcher, we now have this enormous problem of homelessness and enormous rents, all because Mrs. Thatcher wouldn't allow the councils to rebuild.
We're lucky, aren't we? I mean, we're very lucky to get this. We were among the first few, weren't we? Yeah, we never know why. We had one poor soul who was off her rocker, worried me to death, because she would, until I got the hang of it, I would open the front door and she'd be in and sitting on that chair immediately. You know, like that. And it was the Queen she was looking for. Yeah. And she keeps saying to me, I know she's here. I know she's here. I said, you're entirely mistaken. She's not.
I remember the steamrollers from being little.
Yeah.
And the flying saucers was when you was a teenager, you know what I mean?
Because there was like
it was
social
sort of,
bit.
It was social, then the way that it was built.
Flying
the flying saucer.
It was like that.
So you could hang and you're smoking drinks. Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah. The design of it was beautiful.
Amazing, but very dangerous for children. Remember, you used to have swings with long strings, so you could go really high.
And who come up?
My friend, she went flying over. She just went to her granddad across the way. Granddad!
There was always gangs of them, weren't there? Everyone would start, they'd all start stroking each other. So there was accidents. There were certain areas in the estate where there were big different level gaps. So
and they're still there. You can go and see it.
You can
it's
see
called
it.
Devil's Leap. You do big wall to big wall, and you do little wall to big wall.
I was rubbish. I didn't do any of them.
I'd run and then I'd go, no.
I'd just go, no. Knockdown Ginger was because it was great through the estate. You just run along. I'm sorry to anyone I ever done this to.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. You just bang it every door.
You just run along the whole balcony, just going and
then run
and down the stairs, which was
and then go to the next balcony and go.
Yeah. The whole point of these brutalist housing estates were about family. It was about socialising. Everyone played out. You just played out. Do you get what I mean? It didn't, you went out after breakfast, you went home for your tea.
Yeah. Well, there's an element of safety of living on an estate.
On an estate. There was an element of safety because, someone always knew someone that knew someone.
And you'd only have to shout and all the mums would be looking
of
out.
course, exactly, yeah. So, all the estates had a pub. It was the same thing. It was built into. It was all part of the community. What they were trying to do, getting people out of the London slums. You know what I mean? People were living in toilet. It was all about looking after our poor. I think it is still there. There is still a strong sense of community. Our kids are growing up together still, even though they're doing it differently. So it is still there, and I don't think it's really gone away. It's changed.
It's changed because there's nowhere for them to play. The playgrounds are rubbish.
Yeah, but they're still there.
They're still there.
It's like saying there's no,
them. Like they're not used.
But then that's the kids, isn't it? I don't think that's. I don't know whether
it's a change.
Yeah, but I don't think it's changed because the brutalist playgrounds have gone.
No.
Do you get what I mean? It's not because it ain't fun out there anymore. The kids have changed, which it's
society as a whole has changed. Yeah. So the way that they use the estate has changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was a brutally safe place to grow up, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't remember really. No.